Humility is a very important uh, it's a very important dharana or a virtue that a Brahmin soul must have. And first of all, I will talk about the fact or the law that humility is the basis of unlocking your intellect. So, our intellects are locked by Maya, and we don't understand, we don't recognize. There is no power of discernment, there is no power of judgment, nothing is there in the buddhi. And why is that our condition? Because Maya has put big ego locks on our intellect. And sometimes things that are very obvious to one person are not obvious to the other person. And it makes you wonder, how is it that an intellect cannot understand this? But it is all because of this false ego which locks our intellect. And yesterday there was this one Mata, and she was telling that she has a friend, and she introduced that friend into Gyan. And that friend also is on this journey, going to a center and attending Murli and doing stuff for 1 year now. And then when she visited her last time and they met, then this friend who is new in Gyan, 1 year in Gyan, she had questions about why this friend who introduced her to Gyan, who is old in Gyan, doesn't take onion and garlic, and why she is not talking too much and this and that. And then she told me, Didi, but this much she must understand by now. 1 year she's been going to the center, and 1 year she's been listening to knowledge. Then why do these questions come up with Agyanis? Why do these questions come up in her mind? And she was telling me, Didi, I was very, it's okay, like everybody has their journey and all. But how is it that somebody can every day sit for the Murli, every day listen, but not get anything, not understand anything? And it's okay that she will choose her time to embrace every dharana. That's okay. And I have no problem with that. But I found this raising questions about why I am doing this and I am doing that was very bizarre, because by now she must understand that I am doing it because it is Srimad. So I told her, when any child sits for Baba's Murli, or any child sits for any class, any Gyan based conversation, if you don't have the humility to understand that Baba is talking to me and I have something in me that needs to shift, to change. There are things which I don't know, which I need to understand. If you don't listen to Gyan from that perspective, if you don't have that humility in your intellect, then you will not understand anything. And I have seen souls who have been in Gyan for many years, but all they do is, when they read the Murli, listen to the Murli, they will keep thinking about that one person who needs to change. And they will always listen to the Murli as if they had the opportunity to tell that person, and they would tell those points to that person. And I always quote this, that when once there was a public event and there was this one brother, and he came and congratulated me that the event went very well. So this is some 8-10 years back, I'm telling you, and it is so prominent an incident. So he just came and told me, Didi, the program was wonderful and the class was good and there were so many things to listen, but it was of no use. So I said, why? So he said, because my wife didn't come. So I said, okay, but it's okay that you heard it and you benefited. So maybe next time wife would also come. So he said, but no, you see, everything that you said, my wife needed to listen, because anyways I don't have a problem. The whole problem is with the wife. And if she didn't listen, that it was of no use. So I said that when you were listening to the whole lecture, were you thinking about her? So he said, yes, of course, because she is the one who has all the problems. And everything you pointed out is there in her. So I said, okay, you make notes and share with her, but also give one, just spend some 15 minutes, 20 minutes thinking about whether there is any one point you could use for your self-progress. So he said, no, I absolutely have no problems. I am raised in such a manner that I have nothing to correct within myself. It is her that is the problem. And if she changes, then my whole house will become heaven and there is nothing else to do. So you see that so Gyan, even when we are listening to Gyan, it is very important that we have the humility or the humility is what makes the intellect function in such a way that you are able to see what Baba is speaking to you and what you need to do with that Gyan. And you see, today Baba in the Murli says that there are many children who don't pay attention to the Murli. They become lazy, or even Baba says that they think they are very clever, so they don't pay attention to the Murli. Now you see, the Murli is what can unlock the locks on our intellect. So, but in order for the Murli to function that way, in order for the Murli to make us see, so if our locks are totally unlocked, then what would we become? We would become Parasnath, Parasnathini, we will become Lakshmi Narayan. But what is it that becomes a barrier and it doesn't allow us to see what we need to change or what Baba is telling me? Because we don't have the humility, and there is so much ego that I have read so many Murlis, I know everything, I know what Baba says, I understand Gyan. This can also become a very big ego. And when you think you know what Baba is saying, you're not listening to what Baba is saying. But if you just surrendered your buddhi and tried to listen to what Baba is saying every day, then some jewel would emerge from the Murli, and it will make you see that aspect of your sanskar or your dharana or the effort, the lack of effort that is there in Brahman life, and you will be able to see that and imbibe that. But when I don't have the humility, then I listen to the whole Murli but with locked intellect, and I am not able to see it. And if my relationship with the Murli is like that I don't take interest in the Murli, then self-progress or change is impossible, because nobody in the world other than Baba can change. That is why Baba had to leave his soul world and come here. Yes, because nobody else can do it. And when Baba is here, if I don't understand the importance of Sangam Yuga, if I don't understand the importance of Baba's Murli, if I don't listen to the Murli with humility, if I don't imbibe the Murli and see what the Murli can do and where is it that I want to change. But even before change, the Murli acts like a mirror where you are able to see what you're doing. You are able to see what is it that you're doing right, what is it that you're doing wrong. The Murli makes you see, what are the gaps in your thought, word and action, what are the gaps in what Baba says and what you really do. And then the Murli also points out the method to change. But do we listen to Baba's Shrimat with that kind of humility? That is the question. And where there is no humility, where you start thinking that, I am high and mighty, and now I know Gyan and I know the Murlis and I have read so many, I understand everything. That is when, I think in Brahmin life also, you start to stagnate or sometimes even fall down. Because again, that same thing that we did in Bhakti, which is, I know a lot, I am God and this and that. So there is no surrender to that one who can uplift you. And you think that you know too much, then, even the ocean of knowledge is not able to help you. So this is something. And the biggest sign of humility is understanding the importance of Murli, understanding the importance of correction, and understanding that everyday attention to Murli is very important. And what I have seen in this journey is, Maya is so sharp that one day you don't pay attention to the Murli and suddenly all Gyan is lost and all the belief systems of the past start working, and you are not even aware of what you're doing, thinking, until you read tomorrow's Murli. And then, when you read the Murli tomorrow, then you understand how much time you wasted or what you were thinking, and how that thinking on the wrong track made you waste your time and thought. So this is how, the Murli, if you look into the Murli with that kind of humility, then the Murli every day sets you on the path. And let me tell you, every day we derail a little, every day in the morning there is setting, and then every day by evening, if you don't remember the Murli well, then some kind of derailing happens. And then again, tomorrow morning Baba sets it, and there is I remember there was this one brother, and he once asked me, why do you think that Brahmins will always stay on track? So I said, because we have the Murli, and whatever we do yesterday, we receive good bashing today, and then we are on track today. So if we didn't have the Murli, probably, we will take the 7 days course and then do whatever we did always, and then think we are right, just like in Bhakti. But we have the Murli every day, and the Murli is like a mirror, and you can see your face in the mirror, and you can, and if if you have that relationship with Baba's Murli, that you look at your face properly in the Murli every day. You allow yourself to be seen and you see your face properly in the Murli today. You check what Baba is saying, what I am doing, then you will always stay on track. So this is something. And then Baba today says that whatever guidance you need, take it from the Murli. So Baba's Shrimat is there, and always pay a very good attention to Shrimat, because Shrimat is the only path that will make you Sresht, that will make you a deity. So pay very good attention to Shrimat. And Baba says that if you follow Shrimat, then you will never regret your decision. And I will read that out to you. So Baba says that by following, when sensible children want advice, they ask for Shrimat. So whenever you need any advice, don't go to any human. So always look at what Baba says in the Murli. And when you look at advice, go to Shrimat. And Baba says, by following Shrimat, you will never be deceived. So Maya is always there trying to deceive us. And how are you deceived? When Maya makes you do something wrong under the cover that you are doing something right. Okay, you always think you're doing something right, but Maya messes up with your buddhi, your discernment, decision making in such a manner that you end up doing something wrong. So Baba says, if you look at Shrimat, then you will never be deceived. If you check your actions and tweak it according to Shrimat, then you will never be deceived. And Baba says, Shrimat is that of Shiv Baba. Baba is not far away. The Father sees whether you children are moving along in the right way or the wrong way. And Baba also sees, that whether children are moving along in the right way or the wrong way. And when Baba sees, obviously he will give us directions in the Murli. So have you seen that if you're going the wrong way, or if you're not doing something the right way, then you feel that Baba is warning you in the Murli, or Baba is cautioning you in the Murli. And Baba will always redirect you towards the right thing. So, but the important thing to underline is, do I listen to the Murli with that kind of humility and that kind of attention? Because Baba will make us see that which we could not see yesterday, because of which I made the mistake. And he will unlock the locks on our intellect in such a manner that I am able to see it. But I have to allow Baba that. And how do I allow? When I surrender myself, my buddhi, when I listen to the Murli with no ego, when I listen to every word intently, as if I'm listening to it for the first time. Never think that I've heard this, I've said this. No. Baba could touch you in a different way with the Murli today. So with that kind of humility and surrender, when we listen to the Murli, then the Murli will show us, that which we need to see, that which we need to correct, that which we can't see also, the Murli will make it visible for us. So this is something. And then about humility also in the Murli today, Baba talks about, Baba being a very good businessman. And Baba says that I do not accept the wealth of those who are full with the intoxication of wealth. Yes, so somebody may be wealthy, but if they have wealth in their heart, not Baba, then Baba will not accept that. And I remember, there was this one brother, and he told me that, so first he cried, and then he said, I am looking for peace, I am very peaceless, and if this place offers me peace, then you don't know what I can do and how much I can help you. So then you see, he is looking for peace. He doesn't have peace. But what he's telling is, he's sitting in Baba's home, and then he's saying that I will give Baba something that Baba doesn't have. So when he said that, so I told him, you first decide whether you've come to give or receive. So he said, what do you mean? So I said, no, you see that when you come to Baba, you know that you have come to the giver, and you have come here and you are sitting before the giver. Nobody gives to Baba. Even if you donate something, you contribute something, that's also a form of receiving, because you understand the law that Baba will multiply it multi-million times and give it back to you. So you never give to the Father. And if you have that bhavana that you're giving to Baba, that means you're full of ego, and nobody who is full of ego can come close to Baba or take anything from Baba. So, and that brother, he never took anything from Baba, because that is what Baba is saying today. So, if your intellect is full of this sense that I am the donor, I am the giver, then such cooperation is never received by Baba. And even if somebody doesn't have a lot, but he gives he gives shells, he doesn't have diamonds, that person gives shells, but he knows that this is the Father, and he contributes with the heart, then Baba says that soul's giving is accepted by Baba, and Baba also gives them multifold in return. So Baba is a very good businessman, and when there is a businessman, he doesn't see the quantity, he also knows the quality. So when there is a person who is buying the stuff, so sometimes the buyer doesn't know the quality, but the businessman always knows the quality. If you are into the business of cloth, you will know one cloth is different from the other, even if they look the same, they feel the same, they smell the same. You know the quality. The buyer doesn't know the quality. So Baba says, I am the businessman. I understand the quality and the quantity. I am not deceived by the quantity. I understand the quality very well. And even so, it's not just the quantity of wealth, but the quality of the soul, the quality of the intention, the quality of the bhavana, or the quality of the child, how serviceable they are, or how much surrender they have in their heart. So Baba says that is what makes the value of what you give grow. So whatever you give is valuable according to that. And I remember there are many incidents which make you understand this thing. So there was this one center, and there was some construction going on in that center, and there was this BK brother who used to go to class every day, and he had a friend who had this business of cement, and he thought that my friend should contribute something. And every day he would meet him and say, why don't you donate some cement bags to the center? There is construction going on. And then this friend, he was very money minded, and he never thought that he should give something to Baba, or he didn't understand Baba also. And then out of sheer lok laj, because this friend every day he used to tell him, so he felt a little ashamed. So what he did one day is he said, okay, let me just put 10 bags of cement there, and the whole fiasco will be over. This person will stop troubling me. So he just thought that way, and he loaded 10 bags of cement in an auto, and he just unloaded it there in the center. And then what happened is, in a center, it doesn't happen so that things are lying outside and the sisters would sleep, because everything is held in great attention, and it is Yagya's property. So you are always thinking about how to put it to good use, right? So there were 3 sisters in the center, and it so happened that on a sunny afternoon in May, all the 3 slept at once. So all of them went to sleep, and the clouds came in, and it rained, and those cement bags, they all got drenched, and it was all turned to stone, and they couldn't be used. And then the sisters wondered what just happened, and how is it that something that was given to the center was wasted like this. And then they asked the brother, and he admitted that he did not have the heart to give it, and he just gave it out of force, because his friend was pestering him with that. So you understand that Baba does not accept, Baba will not accept things from somebody who doesn't give it from the heart, or somebody who has this bhavana that I'm giving, or this intoxication, and it will get wasted. It will get wasted in some way or the other. It will not be saphal. Saphal means put to use. So put to use, put to good use, put to use in a method and a manner that seva is done out of it, soul's fortunes are created out of it. That will not happen if the person who is giving it doesn't have humility. So this is also a subject of humility, and Baba today says it very nicely. And Baba today says that if a child is very the child's heart is with Baba and is serviceable and a very good child of Baba, and let's say he doesn't have the money, Baba will even arrange for his travel to Madhuban. So he will meet Baba on Baba's expense also. So it's not about the money, it's all about the child and the quality of the child. And Baba says, instead of giving, you can also take from Baba. but what is important is who are you and how much eligible are you according to the stage you are in. So that is important. So this is also something that Baba tells. And then today Baba underlines for us in the Murli that we must remember that this is our last birth, and my aim is to go home and come back to a world of happiness. Yes, because you see that Baba says you must always keep it in your awareness. So, and you see, awareness is very important, because awareness is the basis of your attitude and action. So, what is it that you hold in your awareness? That is the basis of your attitude and action. And let's say somebody has in his awareness that, I have, so this world is going to be for 40,000 years, 40,000 varsh Kalyug rahega, and then we are not going to die any soon. So if that is in the awareness, then that person will, the attitude towards everyone and everything will be of great attachment, and they will always believe in accumulating things and materials and this and that. But when it is in your awareness that this is my last birth and I have to go, and I have to go to a world first where there is not even this body, and then to a world where there is no sanskar of this old world. So your attitude towards everyone and everything will be such that you will not use your old sanskars, or you will also have you will also have unlimited disinterest for this old world, because this is your last birth and you have to go. So sometimes sometimes you can always see somebody's actions, and if you live with somebody you can also discern their attitude. Yes, but the attitude and the action are just branches of the tree. The seed is awareness, and if the soul's awareness is not the awareness that Baba tells us to have, then the attitude and action will be likewise. And Baba says, until and unless you work on your awareness, your attitude and action cannot be that according to what Baba asks us to have. So this is what Baba is telling us, that work on your attitude and action. And to work on your attitude and action, what you need to change or what you need to pay attention to is your awareness. Om Shanti.